Okay, so the South African Bank introduced the Authenticated Collections Debicheck project on 1 May. This is as part of its modernization of the national payment system. Now, this project seeks to address the increasing levels of abuse in the debit order payment system, known as the early debit order payment system. But most of us don't have an idea what this means. So I decided to get in the help of an expert, and his name is Brian Blignaut. Brian is an attorney of the firm NuDebt that deals with this kind of stuff every day. Good day, Brian.
Good morning.
Brian, let's start with the question, what is this new debit order system?
First of all, I think it falls within the early debit order payment stream, as you indicated. And what does that mean? That means that as opposed to an ordinary debit order that runs on your banking account in the evening, so let's say you signed a debit order for the 25th of the month, then your debit order would go off at night, as opposed to an early debit order, which runs just after the salary runs. That happens from 12 o'clock or just after 12 o'clock at night to around about 2 o'clock. And then the early debit order stream runs from after those salary credit runs. So your question is why? I think everybody is aware of the rogue users of debit orders, people getting hold of people's banking accounts and then submitting fraudulent debit orders, those types of actions on the other side where people manage their credit by disputing or stopping debit orders. So it happens from both sides, from the debit order point, the debtor's point of view, as well as from rogue users that get hold of people's banking accounts.
How will this affect the normal day-to-day money practices of South Africans?
I think from a practical point of view, I think it would give peace of mind to the debtor, the legitimate debtor that wants to pay for his product, whatever it is. He bought a car or whatever it might be. In the sense that he will be aware of the debit order that is processed, and that is done through an authentication process. And if you want me to become a little bit technical, I can also do that. But simply said, you will authenticate whatever contract you have entered into, and that would be stored at the debtor's bank so that the bank could have a watchful eye over what debit orders are and what are not authenticated. Those debit orders that are not authenticated will obviously not be honored.
One of the things that I can think of immediately is the 99 Rand debit order. Will that help in any way, the new regulations? Will that help in any way?
I think to a great extent, yes, because of the authentication process. In the past, we used to have the NADO process, the non-authenticated early debit order, and people used to get hold of your number and then process 99 and 49 and 129, etc. payments and get away with it, unfortunately. That will stop that process. But I don't think one should underestimate the ingenuity of these rogue users, because let's leave it there.
No, let's carry on. that's I want you to tell us. Why do you say that?
One must be cautious, and my advice is that people still inspect their banking statements regularly. But a process, you could think for yourself, the way to authenticate is through a SMS, and duplicating SIM cards is, something that is taking place across the globe. So if you duplicate my SIM card and the OTP goes to that rogue user, the same thing can happen as in the past, obviously. And then obviously with when you authenticate at POS, people can use your credit card, obviously. And once they've used your credit card, then obviously that also provides an opportunity for them to access your funds. So hence my advice that you check your banking accounts regularly to ensure that that doesn't happen. The new system provides for people being able to either dispute a payment, especially in the case of there's no mandate, or on the other hand, to stop a payment. And in that case, it would stop all future payments in that regard.
So it sounds like we have a greater control over our accounts when it comes to debit orders, but it's not foolproof.
I think the Reserve Bank has directed that we do this. I think to a great extent, there's going to be peace of mind with the debtor on the one side, but also peace of mind from a creditor's point of view, because the rogue users will be limited to a certain extent. And on the other side, those debit orders that do so-called kite flying will also be limited in the sense of when you dispute a payment, it must be done on the basis of there not being a mandate. If there is a mandate, the creditor is entitled to his money.
Brian Blignaut, he's an attorney from the firm NuDebt. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.